Hello and welcome back for more Hyper Light Drifter. Going to... I'll go ahead and skip the intro again. I don't think there's any point in watching it right now. But, and this would be attempt number 30 now. Attempting new game plus Deathless. Welcome, Ciderman. One thing about this game, I've said this a lot, is it relies very heavily on visual storytelling. And for the sake of time, I'm not really going to be spending time on that. Because I'm going to be resetting a lot. It's also one of the hardest games I've ever played. So far it looks a lot like Wizard of Legend. I am not familiar with that one. But I mean, it's a pixel art isometric hack and slash. In terms of genre, the music is by Disasterpiece and it's very impressionist. If you're not familiar with Disasterpiece, he also did the soundtrack for Fez. It's definitely a story game, it's not a roguelike at all. A successful attempt would probably take less than 2 hours. So it's not a long game if you speed through it. But if you're playing it for the first time, you'll probably be dying a lot. I'm also playing on New Game Plus, which means instead of having 5 HP, I only have 2. So a lot of things will just one-shot me. Am I spoiling all the secrets? Definitely not all the secrets, just a few. But there are tons of secrets in this game, so really just scratching the surface. Have not died yet, or taken any damage yet. So, kind of a good start. Let's go back to playing Pokemon. Yes, we're going back to Pokemon today. Not really. Yeah, Ruth is... They have noticed that when I stream this game, it doesn't tend to attract as much viewership. I think that's partially due to, as I said before, it being more of a mechanics-focused game rather than a strategy-focused game. But basically I need to get all 4 of these in all 4 cardinal directions. And then the big ones in each direction. And then I can fight the final boss. How are you supposed to know this stuff is here in normal gameplay? You really need to explore, and you do learn the signs over time. Like, there is a visual indicator here letting you know there is some kind of secret. It's right here as well. Plus your little companion here you can activate to reveal the hidden tiles. It's not like there's zero indication of this kind of thing. Of course, I haven't even found anywhere near everything in this game, so... maybe some stuff does... okay. That was embarrassing. Next attempt, I guess. Yeah, that just completely one-shot me. As I was trying to say... there might be some things that are just completely hidden and you need to go out of your way to find them rather than rely on indicators that they might be there. So on to attempt 31, I guess. The sad thing is, I think that was my worst attempt so far. So I am very much out of practice. But if you are interested in just knowing the general mechanics, you get a set of 3 dashes and a 3-hit combo with your sword and a basic pistol at the start, which does have ammunition, but you recharge ammunition by hitting things with your sword. And then other abilities like chain dashing and projectile deflection you normally need to unlock, but you do start with them all in New Game Plus, which is why I'm able to use them immediately. One thing you can do with the pistol, which is the starting gun, and your sword attack, is do an animation cancel. So you can leave pistol shots in between your sword strikes and do kind of a 6-hit combo in a short amount of time that way. Which you will see me doing a lot. How many hours do I have in this game? I'm not actually sure. Maybe a couple hundred? Talk to the dead people? Wait, what dead people? There's a person up here. And as you can see, the dialogue is just visual. There are two zombie things on a cliff. There are a lot of dead things in this game, I have to say. This is kind of in a corrupted, post-apocalyptic world. This is another recurring NPC that you can talk to. He just gives mini-map indicators and gives some insight into the boss of the final boss of the game. Here are some good things, like these penguin guys and a couple of those crystal wolves. You fought a worm boss. Yeah, for whatever reason, judgments takes different forms depending on who's looking at it. So that guy sees him as this serpent thing. Okay, that was just embarrassing. But yeah, if you hit terrain with your melee weapon, you kind of get put in a hit stun, and you don't actually hit anything with your weapon when you do that, or hit any enemies. So that can really mess you up if that happens. So let's not die to that guy again. These gold bits are how you end up buying upgrades in the game. So I am going to be going out of my way a little to collect them, because even though you start with all the power unlocks, you still need to find all the different guns and upgrade ammo and whatnot. Wait, I didn't even see that guy. He was hiding. And almost killed me because of it. These guys can be tricky. So I think I pretty much have the method down for this arena. So I can fairly consistently do it hitless. Got my first checkpoint, which auto heals and lets me teleport to it at any time. So pretty nifty. gold bits down here to pick up. Another skeleton here. Oh, welcome, Ramon. I am doing well, I think. How about yourself? Had kind of an embarrassing 30th attempt. And this is one of the giant things that also died. You could see him earlier, plus there's some stuff in the opening cutscene about them dying. But as I said, I'm not really taking the time for... I messed up so bad there. Not really taking the time for story stuff. I think that was my first time dying in that spot as well. There is an achievement for beating this without dying. I do not have that achievement. I could probably get it without too much trouble if I tried it not on New Game Plus. But I am instead trying it on New Game Plus because that is a more interesting challenge, I think. There's also an achievement for just beating the game on New Game Plus called the Masochist Achievement, which I do have. Don't want to show you the pickup here. You can only carry 3 health packs at a time. Anything good I've picked up? I mean, so far I've only picked up things like health packs and gold. There is one weapon you get from defeating the boss in the north, which is my favorite gun in the game personally. Or at least it used to be. Honestly, I think that pistol might be my favorite nowadays. How did I manage that? Just for the animation canceling. But going for that gun, which is the railgun, is one of the reasons I start with the north. Yeah, this is where you can see that the giant from a distance. Probably pick this up since I burned one earlier. One thing about this game's combat system is You really need to be deliberate with your timing and spacing with everything you do. If you're off by even a little bit, you could end up taking damage, which in a game plus often means just dying. It's definitely more forgiving when you have more HP. I mean, that's kind of how having more HP works, but yeah, that's why if the small lapse in attention can cause me to die. The HP difference is 2 to 5. Why did I talk to this guy again? But a fun fact about this game is it was inspired by its creator's experience with heart disease, which I think is why the studio's name is Hurt Machine. They have another game called Solar Ash, which I never finished. I really need to get around to doing that. They also recently released Hyperlight Breaker, which is kind of a prequel, but it's also in early access. I have yet to get that one. And yeah, these guys who one-shot you in New Game Plus, you can take 2 hits from them normally. I am very low on ammo. The key I pick up here is another reason I do the north first, because it will make I think they're called modules or something, more easily accessible later and be east when I do that. Alright, not terribly low on ammo right now. Wait, what? That glitch happened again? Did I mention there are a couple glitches in this game? Guess I'll just restart. That glitch basically caused me to move during the cutscene, so I was not where I was supposed to be. And because I was not where I was supposed to be, it completely threw me off and I just died before I realized. It's just like Pokemon Blue, it's not that bad. That is one of the glitches I've come across though. Another glitch being sometimes in those arenas, it'll play the completion animation when there's still an enemy left, which can also get you killed. And then something I've run into specifically in co-op, because this game does have a 2-player mode, where the game force despawns player 2 on a teleporter, and then force respawns after the teleport, which, in order for player 2 to respawn, it takes an HP from player 1. So if player 1 only has 1 HP left, and you take a teleporter, it can just straight up kill player 1 by forcing a respawn. I'm sure there are other glitches, but none that I've personally run into. At least not that I think I've run into. What attempt am I even on now? Oh, it's attempt 33. I think it is. Then again, I guess I've never actually played Pokemon Blue, so I don't have any first-hand experience with those glitches. I've just heard about them. So I guess I can't really say for sure how accurate the comparison is. Anyway, I really shouldn't be struggling this much. Before I was able to get to the point where I could consistently get to the first boss without dying, at least. And obviously I've not even reached the first boss yet today. So, hopefully I can finish getting warmed up soon. That last time was a glitch. It's still a glitch that I am aware of, so I should do my best not to trigger it. I just ran into that guy. One thing I need to be careful of when chain dashing is when you chain dash, I think it's more than 3 dashes, you will start skidding when you stop. And you can potentially just skid off a cliff doing that. Or just dash into something. It only happens with some of those subtle cutscenes, though. I don't think it's ever happened with that one. Okay, what is this guy doing? That went about as smoothly as I could have hoped for. That fight does get messy for me sometimes. Okay, how did I manage that? Okay. That's another messy fight. I am way too out of practice. I'm not sure how anyone could have figured out how to skip the opening cutscene without looking it up, because you just need to type /skip on your keyboard. But there's no indication that you can do that as far as I'm aware. Right, on to attempt 34, I think? And I haven't even been streaming for 40 minutes yet. Hopefully, as I said before, I can get warmed up before too long. Oh, and I have to say, I never did figure out the routing for the west or the south, so if I do end up beating the east, I'm going to need to figure out my routing from there. Though, honestly, at this rate, I doubt I'm gonna get there today. Not routing, you're taking away my speedrunner license. Did I ever have a speedrunner license? I've never really been... I mean, I've tried speedrunning. I have tried speedrunning on this channel. I'm really not good at it. Maybe in the UK? like game licensed in the UK? That would be something. I'm not sure whether I'm ever going to do another race type of thing on this channel. And probably at some point. I did have a lot of fun with it. Why am I talking to this guy again? I did have a lot of fun with the gift lock race. Even if I only came in 6th. I also tried speedrunning Dungeon Defenders of all games for some reason. But ended up deciding that wasn't for me. There are people who have done speedruns of Dungeon Defenders, but it's not really a speed game. Tower defense games in general isn't really the kind of genre that makes a whole lot of sense to speedrun. My little guy seems to be quite slow. Are you talking about the... How did I mess up that fight so badly? Are you talking about the companion following me? I accidentally shot the train there instead of... Okay, I already messed this up. It's okay though. I'm alive. My main guy? I mean, kind of. I'm also not great at chain dashing is the problem. I could definitely navigate faster if I was better at chain dashing. Okay, that was a bit better. Yeah, Zoc speed is not impressive. That's better. Okay. That's a little sloppy. No damage at least. Honestly, nothing in this game walks particularly fast. Any fast movement tends to come from dashes, whether it's the player or enemies. Who's the bird cosplayers tribe and why are they attacking me on sight? They're a cult. I forgot to get the other thing. But, yeah, they're a brave cult. Not really sure how else to explain it. But they're basically the main enemies in the northern area. What do those cubes do? Wait, which cubes? Are you talking about the gold things I'm picking up? The gold things are basically money. I can use them in the main town to upgrade the ammo and my weapons and stuff. Let's not die here. Okay, here's the second one. And then I'll go ahead and teleport back to the town. Yeah, you need 4 of the little pieces to make one of the full units. One thing about having basically no text in this game is you don't really know what things are called. And now I can come here and use 2 of them to upgrade my pistol's ammo. So now now I won't burn through ammo as fast and can regain it faster. Community probably has a name for them, probably. I just call them gold pieces and gold. But now I can pick up the third one here. Third module, or pylon, or whatever you want to call it. That's the big one right there that I need to get after beating the boss. And now that I have 3, I unlock this door here. And in this area, I will find a 4th one and the boss once I actually get there. This area can be kind of annoying. Especially if you run out of stamina like that, because you need stamina for selecting projectiles. Come on, fly at me. I messed up. I'm not dead. Okay, let's heal. Come over here. Pick up another gold piece. Let's not mess this up. Probably didn't need to pick that up quite yet. I messed up. I am still alive. But now I can come down here, pick up the 4th module. Cutscene time. This is the form the final boss takes for the protagonist. You get a different cutscene every time you get the 4th module in each area. Right now I should be able to just get to the boss room. There are plenty of health packs around. And now I need to not mess up. You could take him. I had so many deaths to this guy my first time playing the game. And there it goes. Yeah, let me just get some practice in on this guy because it's been way too long. This guy has 3 stages to him. The second stage is definitely the hardest, which I believe I've just activated. Yeah, this is stage 2. Pretty close to stage 3 now. Yeah, this is stage 3, which, as long as I don't mess it too badly, there we are. I did die to him once, which means I need to reset, but that's how it's supposed to go. I just need to do that first try next time. Alright, what attempt is this now? 35? Yeah, I believe this is 35. Yeah, that's Hierophant, who's basically the cult leader of the burn guys. All of his attacks will one-shot you on New Game Plus, so you need to dodge everything. I don't think anything in the game deals more than 2 damage, but yeah, a lot of boss attacks deal 2. Need that. The second boss in the east is honestly a lot easier. If I ever die to that guy on stream, I may as well just graduate. It's honestly really disgusting though. The in the east there are these frog guys who are basically genociding these weasel things. And it's not pretty. And the boss actually just eats them. I can't need to pick this up. It's like ads are starting soon. I'll have to find a good break point. The weapon you get from that boss is the shotgun, which is generally considered to be the best gun in the game since it just deals so much damage. I'm just personally not a big fan of it. Because if I'm going to be fighting at close range, I'm a fan of just using the pistol animation cancel. It deals good consistent damage and just feels really good to use. But for long range, the railgun works a lot better since, well, it's not a shotgun. It shoots in a straight line and pierces enemies and deals 2 damage each. Gosh. That's a little sloppy, but oh well. Yeah, add some 30 seconds, so I think this is probably a good spot to take my break, so I'll be back in just a few minutes. Alright, I am back. Let's try to actually beat the first boss this time. Not that I wasn't trying before, but you know what I mean. Honestly, this would probably be a lot easier. Wait. It just happened again. This would be a lot easier if I was skipping enemies instead of fighting every single one. But I think just skipping through all the enemies is boring. It basically just turns half the game into chain dashing simulator, which is what speedrunners do. Basically turns into chain dashing, boss rush, and the occasional arena site. Of course, the people who do glitch speedruns don't even do that much. They can skip arenas and bosses. But it's a little sloppy. Oh gosh, he can shoot through that. I didn't actually realize that. Via projectile absorption on dash and also projectile deflection are other upgrades you need to buy. Heal just to be safe. But I think that was just a waste. Oh well. Gonna go upgrade my pistol. I still feel like I am slowly getting back into it. I wasn't sure whether I could teleport from inside the shop. Apparently I can. It just saves a little bit of time. That's not really important. Again, I'm not really doing a speedrun, so small time saves aren't relevant. I'm forgetting when I actually get another health pickup. I can pick spot. Okay. Did that correctly. So I shouldn't have any issues. Shira? At least not until these two. Alright, that went smoothly. this up. I am really low on ammo now, though. Even with the upgrade, it definitely helps with this room a lot. Oh, now I don't have enough ammo for this guy. Hang on. Are there breakables in here I can hit? Yeah, I can break these. So I'm still in the same room. I shouldn't respawn them at all. Back to full ammo. Enemies did not respawn. So now I can shoot that guy. Do you want to shoot this guy too? I just want to say I'm kinda good at this game. Thank you. But I think there are people who are much better at it than I am. I mean, that's gonna be true of basically everything. But I think I still have a long way to go before I'm actually able to beat Video Game Plus Deathless, which is kind of the whole goal here. Wait, I'm not full on ammo. There we are. And it's boss time again. Hopefully this one goes more smoothly, and I can finally move on to the next section. Just be patient. Don't try to rush. Honestly, is 2. Oh gosh. Okay, it should be phase 3 here in a second. And there we are. Oh yeah, swearing isn't something that I really do much. It's not something that I never do. But it's like a once every several months kind of deal. I don't think I've ever sworn on stream though. going to teleport back and start on the east. I just need, what, one more gold piece and then I can upgrade my railgun? Hang on, I'm forgetting. How do I switch weapons again? I probably can't do it here anyway. Is north the easiest? Not necessarily. Okay, switch with F. Trying to remember my hotkeys. I at least think north has the easiest basic enemies. I think the east has harder enemies, but a much easier boss fight. I am not going the right way. I think the west is probably the hardest of the three. Bosses do not scale, so that's not really a factor. The south is unavailable until after you've finished north, east, and west, so south is absolutely the hardest, and also has more than one boss. Half the bosses of the game are in the south area. I messed that up. Somehow. Here there actually isn't a visual indicator on the terrain here. The only indication you really have is that this train is here and that your companion here lights up. I'm also starting to lose my voice. I'm getting sick now, I'm just talking a lot. Allergies probably don't help, it is the season for that. Well, I got hit there, but I did get the clean railgun shot on all three of them. I really need more health packs. I need another health pack. I used to get lost in the eastern area because it didn't seem as straightforward to me, but now I have the route. Pretty secured in my brain. Hang on, let me get a drink of water. You did probably notice that there are certain swear words that I have set to be blocked by the auto mod. What's the beverage of choice? And why is the correct option Dr. Pepper? I don't actually drink much soda in general because it makes my stomach upset. I am a big fan of lemonade. You don't know what I mean? You're a good chatter who would never trip Automod. I mean, triggering Automod doesn't necessarily make you a bad chatter. Especially since I don't have like a list of blacklisted words for you to reference. You don't really like anything sour. That's kind of disappointing, but I mean, taste is taste. Most subjective thing in the world. Oh, there's a health pack over here. I should grab that. But I'm also a fan of things like Thai iced tea, smoothies, milkshakes. So, here are these plant things that explode after they die, which can get you if you're not careful. Come on. And there are bigger plant things which are actually kind of a big pain. They have a lot of health and dodge pretty quickly, and of course they one-shot me. Because why wouldn't they one-shot me? Even fruit punch is too sour for you? That you love spicy food? I also like spicy food, but I can't handle too much spice. I guess for reference, at an Indian restaurant, I'll typically get medium spice. I don't really want to rush in here because it's a... Okay. I see that and then they rush in and die. Let's just run that back and then restart. I could just jump off the edge. This is still sloppy, but whatever. Also, for whatever reason, sometimes you need to actually hit keys instead of clicking buttons to continue. Wait. Don't know why that is. It's definitely annoying. Okay. I guess I Don't know what I'm doing. I think the main example is when you type in your name for a new save file. I keep trying to click enter, but I need to actually hit the enter key. Yeah, next time I'm definitely going to need to not rush in there. Wait, what attempt is this now? 36? I think it's 36. Wait, I already run a health pack, didn't I? What? That's what I mean by sometimes you can just get off the edge from chain dashing. Trying to save time just made me have to waste time going back for a health pack. Yeah, the East does have some really difficult areas, despite having such an easy boss. The West... I'm not really sure how I feel about the boss there. It's only 2 stages instead of 3 like Hierophant. Does the East boss even have stages? I'm not sure it does. I like the music. The music in this game is really nice. Very much atmospheric. I keep forgetting sometimes that I need to actually hit those to get the gold from them. Whereas hidden health packs, you can just hold E to pick them up instead of breaking them first. And I dashed into him again. By the way, there are 8 of these in each direction, but you only need 4 to get through the game. So, for a challenge like this, it's important to route which ones to go for. This one is definitely the easiest. Along with the one that's just up near the large pillar. And then of course there's the one past the door you need 3 for on your way to the boss that you don't really need to go out of the way for. I missed my attack there. There's no secret by the waterfall. Hang on. This waterfall here? I actually don't remember whether there's anything over here. There might be. I'm not gonna take damage trying it though. Surprisingly high on ammo after that one. There's definitely a secret somewhere around here, but I haven't figured out what it is. And honestly, I'm not sure why I haven't been able to get it. Okay, why did that glitch happen there? I think I just need to accept at this point that I don't know what triggers it. Because I thought I knew what triggered it, but it turns out that is not the case. Now that I think about it, I'm not actually sure where one of the modules in the north is. Right now I'm only thinking of 7. Despite there being 8 of them. One of them is very much out of the way. 2 of them you need to get through some pretty brutal arenas for. And then of course there are the 4 that I've been taking. That felt really sloppy. Okay. I messed that up. I need to be more careful on these dropping floors. And that wasn't great. I should need to restart, I guess. you do want to try that again. You just like try somewhere. Obviously, I need more practice with it. On to attempt 37, I believe. I should probably try to figure out where that ape module is at some point. It's obviously not important for this challenge. There's... I forget, what's back here? Nothing important. But, wait. I don't think it's done that way. It's the one down this way. It's kind of a huge pain to get. And you can't even get it until after beating the boss, I don't think. So it's very much out of the way. Trying to mess that up, but will ever punished? Do I think I'll be able to do it this stream? Do what exactly? I think the furthest I can realistically get this stream is beating 2 bosses. I don't think I have a chance of beating 3. And even if I do beat 3, there's no way I can get through the south without dying. Not at my current skill level. As I said, I don't even have the routing down for the west, let alone the south. The idea is to at least get better at the game, so that I'm able to do it eventually. I don't have to get it first try. Or 37th. Of course, the other, I guess, short-term challenge I've done on this channel was the New Offenders one, which took 56 attempts total. So, 51 of those attempts was with a class that I didn't even use in my successful attempt. With that, the New Offenders, basically, it's a hybrid tower defense action RPG game, but I did a challenge of where I had to beat it on insane hardcore without ever losing a level, using a completely fresh character. No mana or items or anything carried over. It is the same game I was talking about before, yes. Okay, it happened again, and I have no idea why. Unless you count the, gift block race I was doing as a short-term challenge. And that is a little different from what I'm talking about. Another one of the modules is up this way. That's one of the ones that takes kind of a difficult boss, or not boss arena, just arena fight to get to. And then the other one is in the same direction, just the same direction as this one I'm going for. But I end up branching off. And like how I challenge myself to complete things. I think it's fun to do challenges like this, and the process of learning and improving at the game, and then it finally paying off, is satisfying. Come on, try to shoot me. Okay, so if I do deflect at max range, seems like I can to an extent avoid aggroing the laser burbs. I have a lot of dedication. I'm not sure I'd say that. But yeah, this way is where the other module I know of is. I think the fact that I went a couple weeks without streaming is evidence against my dedication. But I do appreciate it. Alright, let's go back here. So you're just drinking some water? So what's the lore with the gigantic dead skeleton thing? Well, there are these giant titan things that ended up dying. And now they're dead. It's not really clear to me why they're dead, but they are. The story you need all 8 to get through, so I've never actually been through it. But, I'm not really sure whether their deaths were caused by the corruption that's being caused by the final boss I ultimately need to defeat, or whether their deaths are somehow otherwise related. That was, I think, cleaner than that fight has been for me before. You might put YouTube videos explaining the story go hard? Probably? I've never actually seen any of those. I should have gotten more ammo before entering here. Oh well. My mistake. Didn't realize how low I was. There is one other way to restore ammo, and that's by using the projectile absorption. But honestly, I'm not even sure how to use projectile absorption reliably. Seems like it only works for part of the dash. React to Hyperlight Drifter story explained on YouTube. YouTube has been, or rather is starting to crack down more on reaction content. Due to copyright stuff, so I'm not sure that I could get away with it. I also am pretty sure I would be awful at reaction content in general. Alright. Last time again. Just be patient. Don't dodge too early. Don't try to get unnecessary hits in. On phase 2. Okay, I am not in position to attack here. Should be good for phase 3 though. Okay. I beat myself up a bit too much. Maybe. I tried to... And I think I've just grown overly critical of myself. Due to the combination of things. From growing up. I think it's partially all the bullying and partially high expectations from my parents. I can't actually switch weapons here for whatever reason. I should also make an effort to rather go out of my way to upgrade my whatchamacallit. My railgun here. I'm forgetting where I go for that. I think it's just up here. Unless I'm forgetting about something. I mean, I have a decent enough job. It's not very exciting or fulfilling, but it's low stress and it, I guess, lets me save my energy to do things I actually want to do, like streaming. Which I do think is much more fulfilling. You wish you could have that. It wasn't easy to get, I have to say. Just because the process of applying and trying out different jobs is really, for lack of a better word, crappy. Oh yeah, I already got that one. That's why I teleported back to begin with. Also, look, one of my first jobs, I went in with kind of an unhealthy mindset, where if the job didn't work out for me, that it was a failure on my part. When in reality, the job was just really crappy and not a good fit for me personally. It was working at a free school. Ow. Wait, did I actually get all three of them there? I didn't think I lined it up that well. Huh. On the plus side, the place I worked also got shut down, so that's cool. It was actually pretty recent when it got shut down. As in a couple months ago. But anyway. Probably shouldn't be giving too much information on that. Also, it looks like ads are about to start, and this seems like a good place to go ahead and take that, so I'll be back in a few minutes. Sorry, I'm back. Playing Pokemon Tower Defense and Pocket Crystal League. PokeMMO. And I tried playing a little bit of Run and Bun just to get a feel for the game. Especially since it's something that I think I'd like to play on stream at some point. Or Nuzlocke on stream. Ruleset Fusion also seems interesting. But I'm not sure whether that's going to be something I get into. I don't think I know anything about Pokemon Uranium. Maybe I should pick this up. You got a shiny in Uranium randomly? Which shiny? Also does that game has custom regional variants or something? I might have heard that somewhere. And there I go. I was not expecting it to attack again quite so fast. Seems like these guys are kind of unpredictable. Welcome, butterflies. Okay, let's see whether I can find a way to do this more consistently. It seems like sometimes that guy takes more time between attacks, but sometimes it just attacks again right away. And when it does that, it just catches me off guard. But that's it for that attempt, I guess. On to attempt 38. I forgot to skip. Is a custom Pokemon. Poison, nuclear, and honestly very bad. Of course they would have a type that's both weak and strong to everything. It just seems really extreme. I feel like the characters were talking but nobody was saying anything. That sounds annoying. Game was enjoyable, but got sick of the story. I really don't think I'm moving as well as I would like to be. I don't think wiggling does much in this game. I know wiggling is actually good movement in some games, but not so much this one. Bunny hop? You can't even jump in this game. Maybe after 34 more depths, you'll get movement down. Yeah. Sounds about right. Use spacebar? I'm using spacebar, that's my dash. Can't jump in the game. Is Steam accepting refunds on 100+ hour played games? I don't think they are. But there are tons of games where you can't jump. I mean, you can dash over gaps, that's pretty much the closest thing. Name one. Hyperlate Drisker? Omori? I don't think you can dash. I don't think you can jump in Bastion. I think it's just a ray, the same, in a similar way you dash over things in Hyperlate Drisker. Transistor, you definitely can't jump. In Pokemon, you can do the bouncing thing on Acrobike. So there is that. Yes, I haven't played Bastion, it's on sale all the time. It does go on sale for really cheap. And it's still easily a top 3 game for me. Wait, how old is that game now? About 14 years? I don't remember what month it came out in. Well, my favorites list is something like Omori, Bastion, One Shot. Well, Bastion was released in 2011. I don't remember what month. Transistor and Pyre are both up there. Near Gestalt, Near Automata. Hollow Knight, Hyperlate Drisker. Am I missing anything? Oh yeah, Undertale. Oh, July. Wait. It's exactly 14 years. What the heck? And I messed that up so bad. Oh well. I know this is a very unpopular opinion among Nier fans, but I honestly think Gestalt has better gameplay an automata. And I chipped off the edge. I did die there, so time to restart. You never played Gestalt, but you know I'm wrong already? Well, the thing about Gestalt compared to Automata is the combat in Gestalt, much like Hyperlight Drifter, feels a lot more deliberate. Like you need to think about what you're doing a lot more. Well, I have no better word for it than deliberate. As opposed to Automata, where the combat is a lot more button mashy. But I mean, they're both in my top 10. They're both amazing games. And of course, there's a reason Keiichi Okabe is my favorite video game composer. Honestly, probably my favorite composer in general. Enemies seemed a bit like damage sponges in Automata, especially the end bosses. Yeah, kind of. If you're focusing on range strategies, then they just kind of take forever to take out. You challenge me to Dark Souls 2? Whoever dies the most wins? Have I heard the Clair Obscuro OST? Not all that much. I've seen bits of people playing it on stream. I might play that one eventually. It's just a little expensive. But then again, so is Nier. HLD has the shotgun, right? There is a shotgun in this game. And you get it for beating the frog boss thing. But, honestly, what I would consider to be the best example of a video game soundtrack done well is Drakengard 3, which, if you're not familiar, Nier is a spin-off of Drakengard, and Drakengard 3 is the prequel to the first Drakengard. If your memory is your memory tripping, but you remember beating the frog boss first before the berm? You can beat the frog before the berm. I just beat the berm first. First of all, to get the railgun, and second of all, to get the key before the key in the north before going to the east. You haven't played it, but the Nier devs made it, so it's gotta be insanely good. About that. Collecting Earth 3 is a masterpiece, and it's hot garbage. It is possibly the single most unreviewable game in existence. I both love and hate that game. The combat in it is definitely more deliberate, like in your gestalt, but is also actively painful to play sometimes. The dialogue, how do I talk about the dialogue? I suppose without going too specific with it, it's very crude, and I really hate some of the characters. What the game does really well is using the medium of video games to tell a story. And has some of the most beautiful music I've ever heard. Gameplay starts off really easy but ends up getting really challenging later, but is at the same time very repetitive. Asus, another streamer, in a clip ride a dragon needing to time button presses while the character is obscured by some stone woman in a circle. What you are describing is actually the final boss of the game. Okay, I did not get teleported during the cutscene that time. It's insanely frustrating and died over 50 times. It's very much a test of endurance. It is a 7-minute long rhythm game where a single mistake means you need to start the entire thing over. And of course it gets harder and harder as it continues. And the thing is, the song is genuinely the best song I've ever heard. But the, yeah, the... Wait, did I miss something? I might have missed something. I don't remember. I'm gonna go back and check just in case. I didn't touch the big thing. What big thing? Yeah, this is what I missed. I did get the teleporter. Oh, I haven't beaten the boss yet this attempt, so I wouldn't be on that part yet. I thought that was the boss. No, that was just an arena fight I did. Like I say, I think that's what you're talking about. This arena fight up here is where I died last attempt, I think, if I recall correctly. Oh gosh. That was not a good spot to be in. Okay. Just slow down. Don't mess up. Day of work. Tomorrow I do... Oh, this isn't exactly late for me yet. Go ahead and upgrade my pistol. Teleport back up here. What are my thoughts on endurance stream? Like, me doing a 24-hour stream? At some point. I'm honestly not sure whether that's something I'd ever want to do. Because I know I'm just going to run out of energy, or my voice is gonna start... or my throat's gonna start getting sore. And I'm gonna get really tired, and... it's going to start getting really difficult for me to... actually be entertaining or do anything effectively. Plus, of course, it would really mess up my schedule. And I would need to take breaks for eating and stuff, wouldn't I? Not just the few minute breaks I normally take. Try 86-hour stream. I don't think I even have an 86-hour period between work shifts I could stream in. Also, I should refill my ammo here. Don't want to forget that again. But I guess what I'm trying to say is I don't think me doing a 24-hour stream would be enjoyable for anyone. I know, and probably be enjoyable at first, but eventually it would just get worse and worse until it gets to the point where I really just need to stop. I think this is actually the longest I've streamed Hyperlate Drifter, funnily enough. My Hyperlate Drifter streams have always been really short. I think that's partially because I get really frustrated about dying a lot. Am I even dealing? Yeah. That's enough for phase 2. Oh gosh. Am I going to be able to trigger phase 3 here? Yeah, definitely. Or just die. I think I tried dashing into the boss there. So I ended up just not moving and getting hit by the birds. Okay, now I'm playing recklessly. Getting back into it, but this run's already done. So, whatever. At least it's gotten better from where I started. Because before it was taking me like several attempts to beat that boss. We've gone to the frog area a couple of times. Exploding plants was the first Vista stream. Yeah, I reached the exploding plants. Beat that first arena, and then got to the next area and died there. Though, that's not actually my record for this challenge. Because I did make it to the frog area once in my last stream. And I made it to just past the key door. So that place I died earlier this stream, I got past that, cleared the arena with more plant monsters, and then got through the key door, which is in a hidden area off of that arena. And thank you for the bless. There are doors that take keys to get past in this game. Not the, module doors, but key ones. You know how in the north when I get through that first area with the laser birds, I go off to the side and pick up something from the skeleton? That's the key that I need to get through the door in the east, which is the furthest I've gone without dying. The diamond thing, I'll show you when I get to it. And I dashed off stage. I'm actually surprisingly calm right now. Obviously, I could be more calm, but usually I would be getting more frustrated at this point in the Paper Late Drifter stream. was a good chain dash. Yeah, if you chain dash into a wall, you just slam into it. Better than flying off a cliff with it. Should pick this up since I took damage. Might be a good idea for me to learn where all the... or where more of the hidden health pickups are. But the key I was talking about has these birds here. This one. So there are 16 of those keys total. I only really need one for this challenge. Oh, I should refill my ammo. But yeah, there are doors that require having found certain numbers of keys to get through. So the key door that I need to get through only requires one of them. Aren't the triple diamond also keys? I mean, to an extent, but they're kind of the main objectives you need in this game to be able to finish it. Whereas the keys I'm talking about are completely optional. You don't need to find a single one to complete the game. Is it like Celeste strawberries? Aren't the strawberries only for score? I don't think they unlock new areas at all. Speaking of Celeste, I still need to finish that game. I'm really close to the end. Think they give extra areas at the end? Do they? I found a lot of the strawberries, but I thought it was like the gems and cassette tapes that unlock new levels. But I'm not an expert in that game at all, so I could absolutely be wrong. Stay at a distance to not aggro the laser bird. Yeah, I'm pretty sure I'm on the final stretch of Celeste. Time to upgrade my pistol again. It really took me a while before I even started getting comfortable with the controls in Celeste. I think it was when I started playing Celeste in Celeste when I started getting more comfortable. To the hotel area. The relearning curve has gotta be a nightmare. Wait, what relearning curve? I stopped playing Bloodborne for like 3 years, stopped at the final boss, booted it back up, and it was so hard. Yeah, that's... I've definitely had that experience with games before. Coincidentally, a couple weeks ago, I finished a game that I played as a kid, but never actually finished. I got to the second to last level, and then just stopped playing. When the game is high 3, by the way. That almost killed me. No, high 3. Hyper Cosmanium Tiger. I had it on Game Boy Advanced. Or have it, I should say. And the controls were clunkier than I remembered them being. I cleared the... Man, I can type it out. So I can spell it right. Light of the... I'm not actually sure how it's supposed to be pronounced. As a kid, I thought it was... Well, I called it Night of the Quinkin, but I think it's supposed to be Night of the Quincon or something. Ow. My bird got in the way. Yeah, I ended up beating the second to last level first try. Which was kind of a boss rush. But then the final boss, ended up being kind of crappy. Like, it didn't feel like a mechanically satisfying boss fight. It felt more frustrating than anything. This game looks so PS2 cutted. Well, I played it on the Game Boy Advanced, which doesn't even get the 3D version. I get the 2D version. On a handheld console. Didn't even use a controller. Concentrating on this. I have good taste. You're a GPA gamer too. Yeah, I started off on wait, what was the first video game I ever played? I think it was this Wallace and Gromit puzzle game that my parents had. My dad is a fan of Wallace and Gromit. And when I say puzzle game, I don't mean that in a broad sense. I mean it in the virtual jigsaw puzzle sense. Yeah, then I played Flash games like Mardek RPG and Sunny. And of course, handheld games like Pokemon. Your first GBA game was Advanced Dodgeball? I don't think I've heard of that one. Grounds playing Super Smash Flash. I remember that one. You promise me that's the most fun shovelware I'll ever play? I'm not actually sure what shovelware means exactly. Wait, why are you saying King Kong? Does something I'm doing sound like... just sound like that in terms of sound effects? Well, Pun definitely isn't the first video game ever made, though it is credited as such. Wait, I missed something. But the thing is, I don't know... I don't remember what I missed. And I dashed off the edge. Wait, that's our weapon. There we are. Did not get all three that time. I missed my viewers. You could say that. I do honestly miss my viewers when they're not around, or when I'm not streaming. Or rather, when I haven't streamed in a while, is what I should say. Speaking of which, where's Mercer? He's probably at work, let's be honest. Wait, is this his work time? He might be asleep, actually. I haven't seen Captain Sweetroll in a while. He was calling basically every stream for a bit there. Maybe he turned to a Zurich and started wreaking havoc in the red zone. What's the red zone? I know Zurich is a Stircraft thing. Gonna be so bad when you find a job because you'll probably be the same way. Not getting to watch my streams as much, or... Red Zone and Prototype? Yeah, you've lost me. But I think... well... one of the big reasons, as I've said before, that I make sure everything's available on YouTube is that if people want to watch but they're not available to watch live, they still have the opportunity. Plus, I think having a record of everything I've done on this channel is important. Yeah, you get busy, then the only time you're free is on the weekends. It is like that sometimes. Nice if people get a normal job. They can still watch, meanwhile you on board of flipping shit. Oh yeah, when is that going to be, by the way? Okay, here are these plant things that are really frustrating. one in particular that kills me. And it's dead. Okay, before I continue, ads are starting in 1 second, so I'm gonna take a break here and be right back. Sorry, I was gone a little longer than I intended there. I'm realizing that I made a mistake. And that I should have upgraded my railgun before. But I'm gonna do that later, I guess. Hang on, can I just take this guy out from here? Keep things simple. Okay. Not quite as simple as I would have liked, but oh well. Okay, what's the angle here? There we are. I think for areas like this, it's best to just lure them out one at a time. Take them out that way. I feel the furthest I've gotten today. I believe this is the next arena. This one's more difficult than the first one. Okay, that went pretty smoothly. Enemies spawned pretty slowly there. And then over here, this is the key door. It only takes one. Oh. Okay, let's not die to that thing. Let me restore my health with this. Oh, and I don't want to miss this. I think I'd actually forgotten that was there. I'm just about at my personal best here. There's some tricky platforming. And again, a bunch of enemies down here that I need to carefully aggro, I think. So I can... Okay. Take out a bunch of ranged enemies. Take these guys out one at a time. There's another... Not nearly as many enemies here. These flamethrowers are really annoying. Okay, can I just... Okay, let's not let myself get shot. Actually, get the deflections down. Okay, I am out of health pack. I'll just shoot one. Get one health pack back. I guess this is no my personal best. I haven't rated later parts yet. What's routing looking like? Or what's it look like? Basically just figuring out which of the modules I need to be going for and the most efficient routes to those modules. Okay. I might be able to beat 2 bosses this run. I don't actually remember where all the important pickups are in this area. There's that guy again. There is something this way. It's not important. And there's something over here. Raincoats? I shoot that with my railgun, I think. But I'm pretty sure there's some difficult platforming that way that I would most likely die on. So let's not do that. Back to the teleporter. Let's go upgrade my railgun now. I don't have enough to unlock the first grenade yet. But I'm not really going to need those until later. There's a certain boss fight in the south that gets way easier with grenade charges. But obviously, I'm a far way off from that. So this is the road to the boss, but there are a couple difficult arenas. On the way. These guys are really annoying. Whatever. And shotgun. Does the shotgun help with that fight? Trying to make efficient use of my ammo here. That should be enough for the first grenade charge. they plan to kill like right in the middle of the air like that? Nah, he just jumped out at the perfect timing. Definitely made things easy for me. Do need red health pickup. Okay. Here's another difficult arena. Is there a... Maybe I should just jump in. I might be playing this overly cautious. I should have taken out these plant things earlier. Maybe that was just the easy version. But I do need to come back to that area where there's another arena. Or I guess it's the same arena, it's just a different fight. Oh, come on. I should have just used my railgun. That's what I get for not being cautious enough. Oh well. Okay. Can I actually shoot him? I'm just going to... I guess finish out this run and then call it for today. May as well fight the boss since I'm this close to it. Oh, I just blew myself up on that. Now I'm trying to go way too quickly and just dying. Let's not do that. Okay, that's probably the best way to do that fight. Yeah, those killer things explode when I hit them, so I just need to not hit them. Yeah, that builds the bridge there, and then I need to go back and fight more enemies. That's frogs. They're super annoying. The purple ones. Oh, and there's the glitch that I was talking about before. Where the enemies aren't defeated yet, but it'll play the victory animation. I feel the boss room. Alright. So let's not mess this up. Yeah, that was the boss fight. Very straightforward. Then here's the pillar. Yeah, the frog is absolutely the easiest boss in the game. I don't think it's really any contest. I still need the 4th module, but it's just right over here. This is the railgun? Or not railgun, the shotgun. You can see it shoots a spray like a shotgun. And then the 4th module is just right here. But yeah, I think this is a good time to call it for today. I guess I need to figure out who I'm rating, yeah? I could rate Gerald. I will be back. Let's actually scroll this right. If you're watching on YouTube and would like to join the raid, feel free to switch over to Twitch. Next stream should be on Thursday. Probably just continuing with Poke MMO. But as always, thank you for watching, and I will see you in the next one.